video, I'm going to explain how I made this desk. Now, upon first appearance, it looks like it's a slab of wood on some filing cabinets, which it is on filing cabinets, but it's actually a door, an interior door, hollow core door, and I cannot claim originality with this idea. I basically stole it from somebody else on YouTube, but that person did not exactly explain how they finished the sides of the desk. So I'm gonna explain how I did that. I actually ran into some problems and some issues, but we'll take a look at that a little bit later. So stay tuned to the end of the video to see how I sort of fixed that and made it look decent. So to go ahead and spill the beans, what this is actually peel and stick flooring that I got at Lowe's Hardware. I don't remember the exact price, but it was probably less than $1 a piece, and it's 6 inches by I think 3 feet. I'll try to put a link down below in the description so you can see exactly what I used. And again, what's actually underneath this is a hollow core door that I think I also got at Lowe's for about $30. And again, I'll try to put that link in the description. This idea is pretty popular nowadays. You see it a lot on DIY blogs, Pinterest, YouTube, Instagram, whatever. You see the idea of this desk with filing cabinets. And you can see that I have 3-drawer filing cabinets. Now, I initially thought I'd get the 2-drawer kind, but I wanted the height of the 3-drawer, and I found these at Target for I think about $40 a piece, which, you know, that adds up and can be kind of pricey. And I thought, you know, I could get a filing cabinet for like $20, $25, but when I started researching, they're actually pretty expensive. They kind of average start at like $50 a piece, and some are like $100 a piece. So if you can find one or a pair on Craigslist or something like that, a yard sale, I ran into a couple that I probably would have gotten, but I just opted to go with these. Nice clean look. They're pretty white in color. It sort of goes with the motif of the room. And again, I like the height. So like I said, I got these at Target, and I will put that link in the description as well. I think they've gone up in price since I bought them. So now let's take a look at the video of me actually doing the work to put this thing together. But I wanted to show you the finished product of what it ended up looking like. And I did run into some hurdles. So if you stay tuned to the end of the video, I'll show you how I was able to fix those problems with not a whole lot of effort. So I got this door at Home Depot. It was about $31. Just gonna give you kind of a breakdown of what I bought. And by the way, I just wiped this down with a wet, damp cloth, kind of get the dust off of it. Bought this stuff from Lowe's. It's peel and stick wood flooring, and it's about $1 a piece. And this is a 6-inch by 36-inch piece. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this flooring with a razor, and you kind of score it and you snap it. As I understand it, I've never done this before, so hopefully it'll go according to plan. I'm in the process of moving, and so some of my tools are in storage and I don't know where things are at, so I just need a few things for this project. Wanted to buy them cheap so that I didn't spend a lot of money since I already had some of these things, but also to kind of give you a price of what you can get if you're looking to buy it kind of from scratch. This is a box utility knife, and it was $2 at Harbor Freight. It comes with 2 blades. I bought a rubber mallet, and it was from Harbor Freight as well, $3. So when you put the flooring on, just to make sure it's down on there well, smack it with the rubber mallet. Also, to prime the door before the peel and stick goes down, I bought this. It's TEC multi-purpose primer from Lowe's, and it was about $12. And also, I'm going to roll on the primer with this, just a simple roller kit from Harbor Freight. It was $2.50. And to score the pieces, I was going to get like a small carpenter square or something to do that, but I thought I could probably just take a scrap of this flooring and line it up and cut it. I also have this for sort of a totally different project. You don't probably need this. It's 6 feet long, and it's a level, and it cost me like $12 at Harbor Freight, so that's pretty sweet. But I can also use this as a straight edge if I need to. Like I said, it's a pretty excessive length. But anyway, we're gonna get started. I'll try to show you how I do things as best I can. So this is not an original idea. I got this from somebody on YouTube, and I'm gonna try to put the link to that video down in the description below. So I can't take credit for this, but I will say that that person did not really account for the edges of the door for their desk. They were gonna go about it later, and so they may have made a subsequent video. I didn't find it, so I'm gonna attempt to do that, sort of score these pieces in the lengthwise manner, see if they'll snap and break the way that I want them to. And I'm not going to do the back edge, it's going to be against the wall. Probably should, just in case, so I may do that, see how it goes, but that's not really the plan, since it should always really be against the wall. Okay, I'm just going to shake this stuff up a little bit, pour it in this tray, and go to town. Again, this is to help the peel and stick floor seal or stick adhere better to the door. It's a recommendation by a lot of people who've done this peel and stick flooring, and they say it's just a really good idea. The floor itself, I guess, sticks fairly well, but just as a extra measure of security or just for peace of mind, it's probably best to use this stuff.
Summer season, beautiful. When autumn leaves make my heart burst forth like a flower in spring, and you keep me warm from the cold that winter can bring. You're the best part of me.
Okay, so the door is primed now with the primer. I got to say this is a 24-inch by 80-inch door, so that's 2 feet by about 6.5 feet. I think that's going to work for me. I don't think you can necessarily chop any of this off and have a clean edge because it is a hollow core door. Maybe if you went with solid core door, I don't really have a need for that. I think this is going to be sturdy enough, and hopefully it'll take the weight of this vinyl and anything I set on it. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. So now I just need to let it dry. The instructions say about 30 minutes to 3 hours. It's a pretty mild temperature out here. A little cool, so I think at least 30 minutes should be fine. Now I got to figure out exactly how I want to place these on here and cut them out to size, so that'll be the next step. Okay, what I'm planning on doing now is cutting this strip into the edge piece for the desk, so it's going to be long and narrow. I'm going to use a pencil to mark on the top, just so I don't, mark it permanently. It's hard to see, really hard to see, so hopefully it works. Like I said, I don't have like a great way to keep the edge perfectly straight and measured, so I'm gonna make just marks down and then use my level to get the razor blade. And as I understand it, you have to score this stuff from the top. So you can mark it on this side, but you need to score it on the other side, so it doesn't really matter. Unless you're gonna mark it this way and cut it with scissors, which you can do, but that's the plan that I've got now, and I'll show you how well it goes or how well it does not go. Okay, I scrapped the pencil because that was not working. Instead, I've got a washable dry erase marker, which seems to be fine. It comes off pretty easily if you wipe it. So I've got this marked, and I'm gonna just try to get it as best I can with this razor. Hopefully it goes according to plan. I don't move it like I think I just did.
When God made you, he must have broke the mold. So naturally when I met you, I struck gold. I won't take you for granted.
Okay, that went horribly wrong. As you can probably see here, the cut is not straight at all. It slid all around on me. So I think I'm gonna try, I think I'm gonna try to mark it with the marker so I can tell what I'm doing better and see if I can get a better cut that way. Thankfully there's enough of this width that I can have a few tries to get it right. Okay, round two. I've now got the level shoved up against two walls. I'm in a small bathroom, so that just happens to work out that way. So this is not gonna move, it shouldn't. And then this may, hopefully it won't move, but I'm gonna go this way with the level. Again, this is up against the wall, so it shouldn't go that way at all. And hopefully I can get a straight line. So here we go. Alright, I think I got it this time. Hopefully. I don't think I cut it deep enough.
And I never want to, you are brighter than the summer season, more beautiful than autumn leaves, make my heart burst forth like a flower in spring, and you keep.
think that's good. We shall see. Okay, I got my good piece here, and then my jacked up piece, which I'm not going to use. So my idea is that I want these pieces, sorry, I live close to a playground. I want these pieces on top to overlap the pieces on the side. Yeah, so I want pieces on the side to be exactly the thickness of the door. So hopefully that works out. Any excess I'll have to put on the bottom if it's not exactly the right size. So I should probably flip this over because I want the this is ridiculous. I want the straightest edge. Oh my god. So I had it sort of pop on me in a few places. It's very weak in this finished direction, just so you're aware. Looks like it's gonna work. So now I'm gonna go cut the rest for the edges of the door, see how my work progresses. All right, let the smacking commence.
Don't you know that you are my world? How did I get the prettiest girl? Can I love you like you deserve? You want bright.
All right, now to cut more. Okay, I got piece number 2 here. There's not really a perfectly straight side since I cut this side and this side, so we'll just see how well it fits.
One brighter than the summer season, more beautiful than autumn leaves, make my heart burst forth like a flower in spring. You are brighter than the summer season, more beautiful than autumn leaves, make my heart burst forth like a flower in spring. Will you keep me warm from the cold?
So I got a little bit of overhang here. You can see right there. That doesn't look great. Not sure what I'm gonna do about that. If I can make a straight line and maybe score it down there and peel that off. I don't know. Okay, so you might be able to tell it's getting darker outside. It's taking me longer than I wanted it to. I've really kind of botched up the sides. This stuff's very brittle and it's hard to get a really good start here and an end here when you're doing it long ways. So you got to keep your razor blade really sharp. So needless to say, I've destroyed, I think, 2 pieces trying to cut up the ones for the sides. So now I'm just gonna do the top, take a break, and maybe that will give me some confidence. I gotta go back to the store and get more of these, but maybe I can take a breather and then try again. All right, here's the table in mid-process, so you can tell what I did. I started here with the full piece and just went with another piece until I can't go anymore. So now I gotta go back and fill in these pieces, but I started with this and went in and so on and so forth. Pretty pleased with it. I will say on this side, I didn't have these strips on here, so I had this spare piece that I ruined, but I just kind of temporarily put it on the edge here so that I could have the right overlap on this top piece, like so. Yeah, anyway, like so. So what I do have in the back is this tiny little gap, which there's no way on earth I can cut a piece that thin. So in retrospect, I probably should have on this end, I probably should have had this piece come up higher and this piece go back. So here's the way I did it. In other words, the top piece comes all the way to the edge. I should have had this come up and this back a little bit. And since the door is 2 feet wide, I think I would have had exactly the right amount. So as it stands, I'm just gonna put this end up against the wall, and I don't think anybody will notice or it will matter too much. So now I just need to finish this side, this edge, and the other edge, And I think I've made my decision on this side because there's no real reason to finish this, because I'm always going to have this little gap here, and I just don't think I can remedy that. So this piece is going to remain unfinished and it's going to go against the wall. I'm just going to try to get these pieces done and the stuff on the side. And then this piece bugs me right here. I don't know if I'm going to try to take a razor to that with a straight edge and try. I just feel like I'm going to crack it and screw it all up. And I probably could have planned these pieces where they come together a little better as well. But first time using this stuff, first time trying it. What do you expect? It's a pretty inexpensive project though, so I'm glad I didn't spend more money on it. Looks great, especially from a distance. So as you can see from those clips, the hardest part was actually scoring this type of peel and stick flooring in the vertical or long direction. So essentially the top of the desk wasn't a real big problem. I was able to use a straight edge and score the sort of planks of wood in a short section, the 6-inch direction, with a fair amount of ease. And then once you score it, if you go completely through, it's really easy to just pop and you have a fairly straight edge. So on the sides, I ran into problems. It was really hard to score and a nice clean cut, and I got some uneven sides. So what I actually ended up doing is just cutting it with scissors, and it was able to give me a clean enough edge to where I could sort of match them up pretty easily. And that's what I did on all the sides. I tried to keep one of the edges uncut, so I used a fresh sort of a plank of the flooring, and then I marked the depth that I needed, and then I marked that with a straight edge and like a Sharpie or something, a pen that I could see, and then I just cut as straight as I could with scissors, and it worked out pretty well. And again, this is where the guy that I got the idea from sort of left off. He did not do the sides, so he left that unfinished. But I really like the way this looks. I like the flooring itself. It looks really good. It seems to be durable. Now, what I also had some problems with that was not mentioned before is that some of these pieces, especially on the sides, did not stick that great. Now, you saw me use the primer, and I think that worked fairly well for the top and for most of the sides, but for whatever reason, this piece in particular, it would start to come off. And so I came home one day and like a section of it was just sort of peeled off. And so I stuck it back, and I came home the next day and a little more was off, and then eventually I would come home and this whole section had just fallen off. So I stick it back in hopes that it would stick, and I'd hit it with the rubber mallet and it'd stay for a while and then it'd come off. So what I ended up getting is this stuff. So I did some research on peel and stick flooring adhesives, and obviously most people when they do this kind of work, they do it in a kitchen or a bathroom or some big type of area, and for that you'll buy a bucket, right? A gallon or something. But there wasn't any real information out there as to what type of glue to use. And mind you, I had already used the primer on this. And so it had the peel and stick flooring adhesive and the primer. And I just didn't know what type of glue would actually help it and not make it worse. So I kind of just stumbled upon this stuff. It's called E6000. What it seems to be is a silicone type of adhesive to where it doesn't really dry out. It's not super thin, so it won't seep into the wood or not stick to the vinyl flooring adhesive. So I put this on the back of this piece and the wood, not too much, and stuck it on there, and I have not had any problems since. So I would recommend this if you are trying to do a project like this and you run into just a couple of spots where things aren't seeming to stick down or stay. I would recommend this product. It seemed to work really well. Like I said, I have not had any issues with it coming off since I put this on there. So that's the project. The actual desktop itself was really cheap. The door, again, was like $30 or so, and then the flooring was maybe 10 or 12. So you're looking at a desktop for less than $50. Now, obviously, depending on what you get for file cabinets, you could spend another $100 or more on that. But all in all, it's a really great amount of space. Typically, when you get a desk from the store, a pre-made desk, they're fairly small and you just don't get that much space. And these doors actually come, I think, in 2.5 and 3 feet wide. So if you wanted to get even deeper with your desk, you could certainly do it. I don't know how much weight it would take in the middle. This doesn't seem to have a problem. I don't have anything heavy on here. The speakers, they're pretty close to the filing cabinets. My laptop doesn't weigh that much, but it seems to be pretty sturdy and it seems like it's gonna hold up. So I hope this helps. If you do a project like this, I hope it goes really well for you. Feel free to share any insights you have or any tips or anything you've learned if you've done something similar. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you will, and have a great day.
I don't have it figured out, but I'll take